Hello, welcome to the Film Vomit Podcast, and such the Vomit series of podcasts. As always, we're your hosts, Mac Taylor
Cole Selby today.
and happy Star Wars Day. Even though
Yeah.
if I'd have known this was gonna line up on Star Wars Day, I probably would have picked a space theme movie, but like this kind of just fell out of
Yeah.
nowhere on us, and also
Yeah.
we're still stuck in this franchise.
Yeah, it's almost over.
But today we are talking about Evil Bong 420, which is only 53 minutes long. If you take out the intro scene and the outro scenes, it's really only like 45 minutes, like 50 minutes. Like it's super short, but it still makes no sense, which says a whole hell of a lot about where this franchise ended up. Because I think the first three Evil Bong movies are decent films. Are not great, but like low budget horror comedies are fine. Then we just spiral, just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
As we go along. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let's work our way into it here. We get the theme song back in this one though.
Yeah, we do.
And we get a pretty decent like trippy effects opening, which was nice.
Yeah.
But then we see the CGI Bong world.
Yeah.
Which is really bad.
Yeah. It's just Bong buildings that I thought we were back on the alien Bong world for a minute.
Yeah. Well, like Evie's Bong world was a strip club.
Yeah.
In the first movie. And the King Bong's Bong world was like a jungle kind of thing because of the poontang. And then the aliens Bong world was like a trippy space thing. But for some reason, EB's Bong world is now jungle, which we should have talked about in the last one, but there was so much other bullshit to talk about in the last one. But yeah, just horrible CGI and also just very like the low budget shines here.
It does.
And like, go ahead.
And like fucking Ginger Dead Man, our little boy had like this time it kind of makes sense that titty chicks, the Poontang clan as they are, would actually like him because it's supposed to be the Bong world. He's supposed to be able to like control it and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is like I feel like this is the only time where it's like one other time in the movie where it's actually acceptable that a female actually digs him.
Yeah, because like they're just simulations supposed to like feed his every whim, but like I guess he's like bored because when you get what you want all the time, but it's not real.
I think he misses Rabbit.
Yeah, because I guess and they never said it in the last movie. I guess him and Rabbit started like hanging out.
Yeah,
which is very strange.
Yeah, it's very strange for Ginger Dead Man to do that. Like,
yeah, to like
I
not
can see
kill
Rabbit
him
doing that, but I can't see Ginger Dead Man doing that too much.
And then we find out where Rabbit went as he has escaped the Bong world and has opened up a topless bowling alley called Licky Splits. Which again, this is another case of something where like they had this location, like they're like we can rent out a bowling alley for a day, and so this is what we're gonna do. Because there's spoiler alert, there's like no gore really in this movie. There's no real deaths. Like one person gets kind of injured.
Yeah,
that's it.
And you love it. You everyone loves that. Would love that.
Yeah. So
there's just this haunted bowling alleys underplot that doesn't get expanded.
No, it's only there for one joke.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But yeah, it's like they knew they couldn't really like do too much in this bowling alley because they can't mess it up.
Yeah.
But like, man, we really got like a nothing going on here.
Yeah. Like I didn't really know what the plot was to this movie until like it was almost over.
Yeah, like when it starts to kind of get going, it ends.
Yeah, like I was not expecting it to end so quick.
And like all over the topless bowling alley is full moon merchandise, which you can get on fullmoonpictures.com. Yeah. There's like the Wheaties cereal and all the dolls and stuff. All the Evil Bong merch, like the ashtrays and stuff.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I think I saw like an actual Evil Bong 1 movie.
there might have been.
Counter. Like I think I saw some of those behind the counter in some of the scenes, and I'm
so
thinking, wow.
Yeah, they really went all out with the advertising, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
totally get that. You got to sell your stuff. And then we meet Phoebe and Darla, who are the employees of Rabbit here at the Topless Bowling Alley. Uh, oh boy, I like misread my note there. Oh, and he tells them basically people are going to come in wanting normal bowling. You got to sell them the gutter ball. So it's this
Yeah.
bowling with weed. So
Yeah.
it's like a way to sell weed in
And
this
like
bowling alley.
and how much is gutter ball? How much was that? Like $30 or
It,
something?
it is extremely cheap for the amount of
Yeah.
weed you get.
Yeah. It was like a lot of weed.
But
Like
in fairness to Rabbit, he stole this weed from Bong World.
yeah.
He doesn't really care about the going rate of it, but he
Yeah.
used a lot of the sales to buy the bowling alley. I don't know why his dream is topless bowling, but he went for it.
I mean, it kind of if like I feel
It
like
fits
anything can
Rabbit.
fit Rabbit like at this point, and this is like unequivocally Rabbit.
Yeah. So then the girls show up and he's like, girls, they have uniforms. They're called
Yeah.
the cutter sluts.
Yeah.
And why do you have uniforms if you're just going to take it off anyway? Like, why? What would even be the point?
So we can get that sweet titty reveal for the
Yeah,
audience.
because the one chick, the Darla chick, takes her top off. Phoebe just takes that top off to reveal a slightly smaller top.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm an actress. I don't want to ruin my career. Which might have been the actual actress saying, like, nah, I'll go skimpy, but I ain't going all the way. The other chick's like, fuck it. I'm in.
Yeah.
She had a really nice back tattoo, by the way, that Asian chick. She had like the really cool like lettering down the back.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So she did. I was immediately, I was like, that's a nice tattoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole point that these chicks are here is just for A, tits, and B, to sell weed, which is every pervert's dream.
Yeah.
So but I did like Phoebe having the smaller uniform underneath. I thought that was a fun reveal.
Yeah, that was funny.
Then we keep cutting back to the Ginger Dead Man and EB talking, and it's this complete filler. Like nothing happens. Yeah. So like
I like the jokes where that they throw in whenever they start monologuing.
Yeah, and they can hear them.
I heard that you thought you were thinking it.
Yeah, they do like 3 times.
Yeah.
But the Ginger Dead Man is like basically like, where's Rabbit? And EB's like, oh, he's here. So she's like stalling, trying to make sure he doesn't leave. Because apparently now it's super easy to get out of there. And then the girls start buttering him. And he's like, oh, yeah, butter me. Yeah, glaze it.
Glaze me. I don't want any gingerbread glaze.
Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. No one glazes a cookie with butter. Like it was just very uncomfortable.
For real.
Because so, that they're just putting, like, if someone has a puppet and they're just putting butter all over his hand. That's basically what's going on in there. It's super awkward. So then the film director from Ginger Dead Man 2 that was working on the Space Paddlers or whatever, he comes in and he's like, oh, I shot a movie in this bowling alley. I have to shoot like 5 more movies in this bowling alley. So he buys it for a day for $50 and never comes back.
Yeah.
So comes in for that small cameo for the girls to be like, I think he's gay, which yes, that was the whole joke. That was like minimal in the set. That was one of the only minimal jokes they had in Ginger Dead Man 2. And this one, they're like, and let's just fucking say it. Let's not even do subtlety. Like, yes, he is. We know it. It's fine. You don't have to have a character literally say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they leave and again, never come back. So that just felt like a completely useless transaction. Although it was a nice reference, but it wasn't necessary at all, especially in such a short movie. Also, there's a lot of references that Darla's brother might have screwed Phoebe. Like, she keeps saying, well, my brother said this. And she's like, shut up. I hate your brother. Like, this is a joke that they keep putting in. Like, it happens like 7 times. And I'm like, and again, it's a more just random filler in this 53-minute movie that is 75 to 80% filler. This could have been like a 20-minute movie, maybe even a 15-minute short.
Yeah.
And made total sense, which is pretty bad. But you now can't even make feature length time. You have to just go under an hour. It's ridiculous. Well, then Candy comes in and flashes for a job.
Yeah.
So basically, just more hits to add
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
lineup, and
That's
for
good.
a scene for later. But yes, Hambo comes in, the great Hambo from the last movie, and he's basically here to sell what he was trying to do with Larnell is he's selling his merch and trying to stage a comeback because apparently he was like this like famous kids host, kind of like Krusty the Clown in The Simpsons, has just as many problems.
Yeah.
What do you think of Hambo, Cole?
He, I'm trying to figure out if the pig nose is like in character supposed to be a prosthetic, or he actually has a pig nose because he's pretty dedicated to keeping the pig nose.
Yeah, but it's clearly it's a bad prosthetic. But
Yeah.
like I don't know in the world of this movie what it's supposed to be
Yeah.
exactly. You never really know with these
Yeah.
movies what's supposed to be real and what's not.
Yeah.
Um, but even in this movie, he doesn't really have an impact on the movie.
No, I mean, he has a really weird scene with Candy.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Besides that, he gets just super hammered and makes a lot of weird jokes. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty, but that's what he did in the last movie. So I'm like,
Yeah.
is there ever really going to be a point to Hambo, or are we just is he just there to make us really uncomfortable? Like I don't, not super, like if you're gonna have a character come in two movies and not have any impact on the plot, that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Like it's literally just blatantly padding for time.
But yeah, as he came in though, like Rabbit was like aggressively cleaning the front of the counter.
Yeah.
That was kind of a fun scene because I do like Rabbit a lot as a character, and
Yeah.
I'm glad he's here in this movie because like if we didn't have any recurring characters in the other movies, I would really hate it.
Yeah. I really like that this is a rabbit movie.
Yeah, it is. It is Rabbit the movie.
Yeah.
Just like the last one was kind of like Larnell the movie.
Yeah.
So Candy is a real fan of Hambo. Apparently, I was the first person she ever masturbated to,
Yeah.
which is very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sounds like she, like,
Has a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
problems.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of fetishes she's into, but
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want pork. No.
very strange. Well, we'll see later. She's into a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
But and then he's like really into it, and they might have boned.
I think that was what was supposed to be implied.
Yeah, but like,
That's what
thank
I
God we
understood.
didn't go there.
Yeah.
We already do enough in this movie.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go there. Well, we really didn't have to go where we went later, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
The ginger dead man, he's like, I want to get into the real world, and we get the out loud thought jokes, which are pretty stupid. And then we cut to this like random people taking photos with Hambo. So again, just random filler. Because these people, we don't even know their names. They never show up in any other scenes. They're just taking pictures, and he's uncomfortably hitting on the chick.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, just a whole lot of dumb shit in a row. Then two girls come in for weed and topless bowling. So again, and we don't see them again either. So these two chicks just come in, take their tops off, add to the titty count, and go away. They get their weed and they leave, which maybe is how they paid their extras to take their tops off in this movie. Because holy shit, that was just super right. And listen, like, it's not like I minded that much, but still, it was like, I'm like sitting there like, what is the point? Like, where are we going with this plot?
Yeah. Like they're just taking, I think they're just taking every opportunity to show titties just so to distract the audience of how little plot there actually is. They're taking it to the max.
It's like
to the extreme.
We just need to lead into the fifth movie. This is the whole point of this movie is to set up for the next movie. That's it. So that's we really got to stretch it out here if we need to. We have the name. We have Evil Bong 420, but we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then Phoebe comes up and she calls him a fun uncle type, and she's like, "I'm never letting you around my kids."
Yeah.
And I was like, this got really uncomfortable really fast.
Yeah.
Then Larnell and Sarah show up, so more tie-ins, and apparently they're on the run from Felicity because they got together, and that's not cool, Larnell.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they also made this movie as like a tie-in movie.
Yes,
just like
it does explain what happens with Felicity a little bit. So I am glad we got some sort of semblance of structure.
Yeah,
some, not a lot.
Like just about as much structure as you're getting.
Exactly. We're really going bare bones on what we're getting out of this thing. So we'll take any small victory.
Yeah.
But So they decide to come to this topless bowling alley thinking they'll know nobody there. And of course, they run into Rabbit.
Yeah.
Because that's how movie plots work.
Yeah, and this is when Larnell has a little another funny line when Sarah's asking, like, "Are you sure? No, is sure no one's going to be here to notice us?" Like to notice us, and it's like, is Bruce Jenner a confused man?
Yes, which
like,
definitely has aged differently now.
Yes, that just pointed out. I'm like, oh, when was this movie made? Oh, 2015.
Was it 2015?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that it was like wasn't like a year after. It was like 2016 when he had the transition.
I let me see.
Google. We're finding out right now, live on pod.
2015.
2015. So this was right on the nose. Well, this might have been shot in 2014, maybe. Yeah. So maybe this joke just happened to be super well timed. Either that or it was very topical at the time.
Yeah, it says in a 2020 interview, like 20/20 with Diane Sawyer in April 2015, Jenner came out as a trans woman. So April of 2015. So
okay.
Yeah, they were probably just really, really like conveniently timed for that kind of joke. So it probably would have landed super well back then.
Yeah,
because
it would have been super funny back then, but now it's like sort of like, yeah, that okay, reference.
Yeah.
And then Larnell's like he tells her also, this is a really funny thing because Larnell's the best. Because let me question him with my super great interrogation skills. Rabbit, what the fuck are you doing here? Awesome. Loved that. And then basically Rabbit stuck in a bong world, sold the weed, and got this place because it's his birthright to get laid and get people high.
Yeah.
And Larnell said, way to have your goals in order.
And we also find out that he also left the bong world because he just couldn't get it up anymore.
Yeah, he basically needed erectile dysfunction pills. That was his main motivation. Which, that's totally Rabbit.
Yeah. And now he says that his schlong is like blue steel forged by Vikings. So
he's ready to roll.
Rabbit. Gotta love Rabbit.
Yeah, this whole movie really is just an excuse to get Sonny Carl Davis the most titties around him as possible.
Yeah.
Like, that might have been in his contract. He was like, I'll do another movie, but you got to like up the tits. And they're like,
titty count.
Fine. And so they got just as many titties as they could and just put them within the general proximity of Sonny Carl Davis. So we could just be like, which, more power to the guy. If you're the mainstay of the franchise, you can get all the titties you want, I guess.
Yeah.
So then we introduced these two very racist characters.
Yeah.
Who they talk about, I tell you what.
I tell you what. Like, that's their catchphrase.
Yeah, they say it all the time. It's like, oh, I tell you what. And he's like, yeah, I tell you. And I'm like, what? What did you say?
Yeah.
I really don't know. These people are extremely difficult to understand, but there are people that do kind of talk like this, though. I know this is supposed to be just like a stereotype of like Southern men, but like this is legit. Like I've heard some people talk really stupid like this before, but they're basically right next to a black couple and like super angry about it, and then they steal money from them, which just shows type of what these people are. And go to buy drinks with it, and he's like, oh, look at this, I tell you what. And I'm like, please stop.
Yeah.
Please, someone come in and murder these characters. And they really didn't. They kind of did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Like these have been totally fine for a body count duo. But, it's this movie, so there's not a whole lot of blood.
No.
So we get cameo by Del Howison, who's a horror author. The guy who puts the magazine down. He's like, assholes. He's a horror author. So, because I looked, I'm like, I've seen that face before. And I was like I had to Google the shit out of it, but I found it. And then we're introduced to the weed blower, which Rabbit basically has a lawn blower full of weed.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's also one of the cooler things that come out of this movie. And then Hambo, we just see him getting completely hammered. Like every time the chick walks by with the plate of drinks, he's like taking all the drinks and just like going down, getting schwiggity wasted.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's getting all Sarah, and Rabbit weed blows her face, and she gets super chill, mellowed, and goes to leave Larnell so he can tell us what's going on, Larnell. And basically, he's torn between Felicity and Sarah, and they want him to pick, and he doesn't want to because Sarah is like his emotional soulmate, and Felicity has really good sex. That is what he's torn between.
His sexual soulmate.
Exactly.
Like, and like he's lucky enough that they're even letting him try and choose, like, and not.
Yeah, but also like he
him.
got not one but two extremely hot chicks.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, Larnell. And Hambo's photographing Cracker Jack, which is the one guy's name. And I looked at Full Moon's website. There is a Cracker Jack action figure now because of this. Because remember, he photographed the Asians and Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong, and we'll find out later why it's not great. But he did.
I wasn't too thrilled about the return of the extremely highly like kind of racialized.
It just made me really uncomfortable because I didn't want to talk about it the first time. I really didn't want to talk about it this time either. But so then we get two more burnouts, not the same as the last one because I'm pretty sure they were murdered.
I'm pretty sure they're exact same people anyway, like actors.
No, one of them might be, but the other one's different. I checked the IMDb. I think one of them might be the same, but the other one's different. The taller one's different.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure one of those was murdered by Strings in the last movie. Which it would have been great if Strings was working at the bowling alley this time. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Justice for Strings.
For real. He got a cool death, but it wasn't what he deserved.
Exactly. He deserved
another movie.
He deserved multiple movies.
Yes.
So they come in they want to buy this like really crazy bong, but end up just getting the weed bowling. And we only see them one other time in this movie, smoking a joint. Yeah. So literally, again, two characters that come in for zero fucking reason other than to make the same joke that they made in the last movie.
I mean, it did give Rabbit like the adios motherfucker joke, which I guess was kind of funny with the
because they had all the AMF jokes about what they thought it stood for.
Yeah, I honestly didn't like. I was just sitting in the couch and just please let this be over. I want just speed through this. Please.
That was me most of the movie. It's like, please let this stop. Stop it. No more. Because they thought it was a skate park when they walked in. He's like, I knew when I saw doors and a roof that it wasn't a skate park. Cole, as someone who visits skate park, how stupid is that?
Well, like there are indoor skate parks, and I think these guys are just stupid.
I was like, I know back in the day that was like your whole lifestyle.
Yeah, like it's, and I don't like. They just seem like the type of people that would go to the skate park and just hang out there, which I hate. I don't like it when people just go there and hang out because you're just in the way.
Exactly.
Get out of the way.
People are trying to skate here.
Yeah. Like you're just gonna hurt yourself and hurt somebody else being in the way.
Like, I knew you'd have felt some sort of way about it. That's why I was like Cole's gonna say something.
If you want to smoke weed at the skate park, then go outside of the skate park, smoke your weed, and then I don't know, go grab a skateboard or a scooter or a bike and do something.
You can get high and skateboard at the same time. Okay, it's totally possible.
Yeah, I've done that. It's like you're not very good, but you have a good time.
Right.
I don't like these characters. I would like they just cut them out, please.
You could cut most of this movie.
Yeah.
Like I'd be curious to try to make like an edit of this film and see just how short it actually is.
Just take out all filler.
Yeah. Like there may not be very much left.
All killer, no filler, please.
No one dies. So then Evie and the Ginger Dead Man finally decide to go find out where Rabbit is. So like we've had all this filler. We've had like 7 cutscenes of them. And we're like, what, like 30, 35, 40 minutes into this movie?
Yeah,
of this 53-minute movie?
Almost to the end. Almost like
and
we should be halfway in, but we're towards the end.
They finally leave to go to the main plot.
Yeah.
which is crazy that it took that long.
Yeah.
It should
For
have been
real.
the one cutscene in the beginning, like, where's Rabbit? Let's go find out. Boom.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, where's Rabbit? Cuts back, goes back. Oh man, we should really find Rabbit. Goes, cuts back.
Yeah.
Man, we really, where is Rabbit? Goes, cuts back. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably go. And you're like, yeah, no shit.
Like, get the movie going, please.
Fucking move it along, people. So then the Asians show back up. And again, it's just really uncomfortable because Hambo made a doll, a very stereotyped doll out of it. And I don't want to say the name of it. I don't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's there.
It's a very derogatory term, actually.
Yep.
Like,
And then they start
very
talking about
bad.
shockers for no reason.
Yeah, like the name of the doll is a derogatory term that my grandpa used when he was in the Vietnam War.
Yeah. So
Like, it's
they
very
make that,
bad.
and that doll is also for sale on fullmoonpictures.com, which I don't know why anyone would want that. And yeah, so they talk about shockers for some reason, and then Cracker Jack and the other guy are just talking, and for some reason, out of literal nowhere, Ooga Booga shows up, stabs the guy in the eye, and leaves. I'm like, what the fuck was Ooga Booga doing in this movie?
Like, he showed up one other time for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Stood around, and then
he was mentioned in Ginger Dead Man vs. Evil Bong because Hambo was trying to sell the doll.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, and I know it's a Full Moon property. He was in the Ginger Dead or the Evil Bong jerking off. So it was there, but still, like, why is he here?
Yeah.
Because that was Bong World. It makes a little more sense.
Like, I was thinking it was supposed to connect to like the haunted bowling alley aspect.
But it's not haunted by Ooga Booga.
Yeah.
Like, there's a movie about Ooga Booga.
Yeah.
That's another dude's bowling alley. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then no one besides the black couple next to them acknowledges it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So a dude gets stabbed in the eye. Everything's chill as fuck. Go ahead, Cole.
Like, he gets stabbed in the eye and is carried off by his buddy in the same direction that Larnell and Sarah are at. And they just, no, actually, like,
Nothing.
don't even.
There's
like,
no,
are they just
no panic.
Like, are they just unfazed by everything because of all the shit that they went through? Or did, like,
I don't know, man.
Is it because they're racist rednecks and we're not supposed to care about, racist rednecks getting stabbed in the eye?
But still, wouldn't you be alarmed that someone stabbed him in the eye though?
I would be alarmed with a little
the situation
Ooga thing taking mini rebars through people's eyes. Like, that's like, I would be at least like scared of that.
No one gave a fuck about that happening at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts back to Sarah Lardell, or like, Sarah's like, you need to choose. And again, chaos. You need to choose. More important. So then Felicity shows up and she's like, hey, Rabbit, have you seen Lardell? And he's like, he's not over there. You shouldn't be here right now. There aren't people here that would maybe not want to see you. Like, oh man, that came out of Rabbit real fast.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Rabbit's not the best. Secrets.
No, he's not a confidant.
Oh no.
So then the Ginger Dead Man shows up and sees Candy and pays her to bone her. And you see like a breadstick.
Yeah. Because he thinks it's going to turn him into a real man again.
Which that is never mentioned before and isn't a thing. So then the weed blower is used on Felicity and Sarah by Rabbit, and they just start making out because, Sonny Carl Davidson has a killer contract.
Yep.
And so he decides that you're going to bowl for love, and whoever wins this bowling match wins Larnell, but we did get no closure on it. So then we see the Ginger Dead Man boning Candy.
Yep. Like, but it was a little awkward.
Yep. So go ahead and add that to the count of, because it counts part of the sexual Ginger Dead Man count. So that's what now?
He
5 movies?
He creams all over, and it's not. It's and she's very disappointed too. She was very disappointed.
She was into it though.
Yeah, she was into it. It was weird. It was a weird thing.
So what is that? 5 movies now?
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
And then Evie goes to confront Rabbit, and he just puts a bag over top of her. He's just like, nope. And I was like, that's actually pretty good. That was a pretty good little thing there. Then the Ginger Dead Man shows up out of nowhere with a gun.
Yeah, where does this gun come from? Where does he keep grabbing guns?
He always has a gun out of nowhere. And then Rabbit's just running around spraying everyone with the weed blower. He's like, be happy, be happy, be happy. And he sprays the ginger dead man. And then Felicity, Larnell, and Sarah talk about having a threesome. And then the ginger dead man, like, do you want to bowl? And he's like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he goes to bowl, and then EB sends them all to Bong World, and the movie ends.
Yep.
And that's it. That is the whole fucking movie.
It's so short. It's so sudden.
Evil Bong 420.
And then we get like a kind of cool like credit sequence of like them fucking around.
Yep. And obviously this is going to lead into Evil Bong High Five, which we will be covering next. But Cole, give me your overall thoughts and opinions. Sum up Evil Bong 420, your experience.
It's like if you cut out all the stuff with the Ginger Dead Man, really, and like the Evil Bong stuff, it's like a super good like rabbit movie that like ties in the shit in the back from the other movie.
I'd have been down for that.
Yeah, like I like having a rabbit movie.
You could have called it Licky Splits.
Yeah. Just
it'd be fine.
Yeah, just like you don't have to everything doesn't have to connect. You can make like an off movie like that. Like
it was the same thing we were talking about Ginger Dead Man 3. That could have just been a roller skating spoof.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like, you don't have to connect everything. It was convoluted things. Like
you just get a whole bunch of nonsense that doesn't connect together and just feels like this hour-long movie took me like forever, like mentally to get through, because I was like, oh my God, like what? Because nothing happens.
Yeah. Like you're sitting there waiting for something to happen, but then titties show up. So you're like, okay, they showed titty. So they're going to show something else next. No, actually it's more titty.
Yeah. This may be the shortest podcast we've ever done because there's just no movie. No. So, my experience is pretty much the same as Cole's. It was shit. Cole, what are your expectations / what are you hoping for an Evil Bong High Five? Let's do that.
I hope that the Ginger Dead Man like teams up with everyone to take down Evil Bong. It's some like I think he should just hang out and just be the cool Ginger Dead Man.
That would be so cool. Just like chill little Ginger Dead Man hanging out. Everybody's like, smoking weed.
Yeah, let's just forget all the times he brutally murdered people's like friends and family and stuff.
The only person for the Evil Bong group that they murdered was Strings. So you know what?
Yeah,
we can forget. Well, we can't forgive it, but they can forgive it.
Yeah, they can. I think Larnell would be pretty quick to forgive,
especially if they keep using that weed blower.
Yeah, especially.
So yeah, I just hope it. I hope the fifth one just has, even if it's shit, just has a coherent plot, has a through line story. I'll be totally fine with that.
I'd want less filler, more killer, more killer, less filler. No filler. Actually.
Boom.
No, all killer, no filler, please.
So with that being said, that's going to put an end to this edition of the podcast. If you would like to, the like button's down there, the subscribe button, the bell notification. Me and Cole do plenty of stuff on here. I do a shit ton of stuff on here. I'm always posting stuff. I think last week I posted like 6 videos or something. It was like a crazy number for me. Yeah, next time, Evil Bong High Five. We're almost out of the water here with the Evil Bong movies, and we'll be moving on to Demoni, which I'm super stoked for. So until next time, stay safe. Most importantly, guys, stay nerdy.